shirt for now, Jeff.
Oh, here.
I don't know why I don't have a
I'll
fucking...
see that right here.
No, I
I don't know why I don't have a fucking knife.
You got it. Printer's going here. Sorry. For the time being. Alright, so. You guys fucking shut up as soon as I hit the record button.
Oh, it's on? Is this thing
Yeah.
on?
Delete it!
I just didn't even pay attention.
We sound dumb.
No, we were kind of just discussing that. You know, it's weird.
Wait
Wait
till
till
we
we read
to
the
have.
new script.
I'm excited for that too. Like I started going through and making
And I even want to write
Making
some more
notes
in there. I want to write another scene in
like
there
the
too. And
short
I'm
pocket clip.
like, it's copywritten now.
No shit.
Not that that means anything.
Well, thank you. I get bullshit like that all the time. But
Dakota,
I
you
really-
doing okay?
Yeah.
I'm a fan
How
of
are
his
you?
work.
I'm good. Where did my glass go? You got it.
Right
I
there.
got my glass. Anyways, welcome to Sequel Podcast. I'm Matt Bonta.
Cory Easley.
Dakota cans.
And
I'm the guy with the scotch today.
Scotch.
Today we're drinking 15-year-old Dimple Pinch.
15 years old.
15-year-old scotch. So you guys are in for...
It's an old pinch in the dimple.
Is it going to be smooth like water?
That's fucking fantastic stuff. It really is. This has been sitting on my shelf for
I'm
Like-
no connoisseur of
like
sorts,
4 years,
so I think it's wasted on me.
just because I haven't.
I'm definitely not connoisseur either. It's okay.
This guy,
will
You know,
be
and
Dakota's agreeing.
It's good.
I've always said that scotch and whiskey and bourbon and all those things, moonshine. Nobody is born to like that kind of shit.
It's an acquired
Because it
taste.
really is. You have to drink it and get used to it. And eventually you go, wow, you know, fucking, you really start getting into the flavor and you can pick it apart. And, you know, once you understand what makes the flavor. And, I mean, I've had everything from, like, really super bullshit economy whiskey to, you know, Johnny Walker Blue Label.
I still want to try that. I still have
You
not
know,
tried it
it's fucking smooth, but I think this compares.
yet.
You know,
Oh, this is very good.
I think the Blue Label is it a 20 or 25? 25, yeah. And it's good. You know, I had it. A buddy of mine came home on leave, and we were at Sapphire. And he's like, "What do you want? Anything you want? Top shelf." And I was like, "No shit." I was like, "Fucking give me a fucking, you know, Blue Label on the rocks, and we'll try that out." You know, and it was nice. You know, there's nothing bad I can say about it. But we literally had everything
like
from garbage.
$200 a bottle.
Yeah.
I can say that's bad about it. But
Yeah, I mean, and you know, it's a time thing. You know, it's a supply and demand. You have to. It takes so fucking long to make it that, you know, they've been making it, but it's an interesting concept to wait that long for a bottle of booze.
yeah, actually, well worth it though.
If you had to wait from start to finish,
Oh, man, that was so good. It'd be worth it.
I'm gonna make this, and before I die, I'm gonna drink it.
You'd
That'd
be
be
able
great.
to finally have it. It'd be worth it though.
there you
True.
It would be
So-
well worth it.
here's to having good friends and a nice bottle of scotch to share with everyone else.
Yes, good times.
Dude, I haven't had
That's good.
a glass of this particular scotch in almost 10 years.
Well, here's the 10
Thank
years.
It's been
So,
7, I think.
you know, and I usually drink, you know,
Dad had a bottle in his cupboard for years.
it's a trip, right?
Oh, that's good stuff.
It's not bad. You know, I
I
don't
carried
make
some homemade moonshine in the cupboard at home.
Ooh, now you're gonna make me jealous.
Homemade apple pie, man. If I'd have known, I'd have brought it.
Yeah,
Next
I
time.
like straight up, real deal White Lightning.
Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. But this
It's-
apple pie was
it's
made
hard.
by my dad.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it starts out the same,
Yeah.
doesn't it? And then you mix it after.
Well,
Or is it
your mash is the same, but he dropped apples, cinnamon, and like the whatever apple pie spices that he used, and he actually distilled it with it in it.
Oh, really?
And then as it distilled into the mason jar, he dropped a couple cinnamon sticks in it.
Pretty good.
Interesting.
It's really good. It's actually really good.
Yeah.
How you doing over there, Dakota?
Good.
Yeah.
Long day.
Long day at work.
Long day.
Well, here's to having a job.
Hooray.
Because I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
Hereby unemployed. I did get a call back from Home Depot.
And?
It was a phone interview. So.
And
we'll see if they call me for an in-person interview on site.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
What's the pay on that?
$10 an hour. But it's only 20
hours. What are the hours going to be?
Don't know yet. It's an afternoon evening job, but it's only 20 hours a week. So they want me during the week and maybe on the weekends. So it won't interfere with our filming schedule.
Don't look at me.
Well, we all stare back.
So,
It won't. I'll make sure that it doesn't.
All right.
speaking of that, how's everything going?
With the movie?
Yeah.
It couldn't be going better.
Really?
But we're only right at the beginning.
Yeah,
We haven't hit the
infancy.
auditions yet.
We're still infancy. So.
We only have a script, which is now longer and copywritten, and
But we do have.
Wait, it got longer?
yeah,
Quite a few
Okay.
pages, I think.
it's 73 pages now instead of 68.
Okay.
And it's a full 73, not one line on page 68.
No, none of that bullshit last page stuff.
Right? You know, I fixed.
Does the ending remain the same? Or similar? Does it really like the ending?
No, the ending's the same.
Okay, good.
I want to talk about the ending, but we can't talk
Well, let's
about
not
the
talk.
ending
We
here.
talk
Why
about the ending
not?
later.
Because this is going to go out and everyone's going to know how
It'll
to end. It's got a
spoil the
surprise
Oh,
ending.
okay.
Kind of
So-
surprise ending.
You can't
They-
even say surprise ending because then people expect a surprise
What's
ending.
the surprise? It's
Oh,
not
surprises!
okay, it's not the surprise ending.
No, it's not that at all.
It's a reverse. It's an anti-surprise.
Well, I
ending.
mean, anything could be a surprise ending. The ending of Little Mermaid would be technically considered a surprise. How things changed and things happened. Anything
Like, I
could be
didn't
considered
totally
a
didn't
surprise.
expect her dad to come around and be like, you know what, baby,
Oh my god!
you can live
Startling
on land.
revelations!
Boom. You know, if you go back and think about it, did you really expect her old man to approve?
Well, clearly he was a pussy.
Nah,
Pushover.
Push it over. But I mean,
Oh, that's supposed to get.
if you had a little girl yourself,
It works.
you have a little boy.
It would be hard.
I haven't even seen Little Mermaid.
It would be
so
hard.
I just waited.
But what I would liken that change of heart to is like, forgive me for saying this, when my son was gay, right? I don't have a problem with gay people, but if it's your own boy and you want him to grow up and be a man and have a beard and
Take your name and pass it on to
yeah,
his.
bang lots of chicks in high school and whatever, you know, and you know, you do
You want him to
man
live
stuff.
the dream.
Yeah, you want him to be a little miniature you, except better. And then if you know, turns out he's gay,
Well, then let him go bang all the little boys he wants.
it would be hard.
Whoa!
That was totally not the way that was supposed to
That came out all wrong.
Way wrong. Not the direction that was supposed to go. The concept was there.
What I
just
was getting
wrong
at
direction.
is the change of heart that, what was his name? King
Poseidon?
Triton.
Triton.
Yeah.
Triton.
The change of heart that he has at the end, he's like, okay, if this is really what you want, here you go. It would be likened to if my son was gay, I'd be like totally disappointed, devastated, like, what's wrong with my gene pool? But I would
this
end
is
up
what
and I'd
you
be like,
want-
you know what? If this makes you happy, I'm not going to stomp on it. I'm not going to disown you. I think that's bullshit. Because people are people. You know, whether you love men or women or both or whatever. And it doesn't have to be about that. It's that kind of change of heart. Like, it's that big of a difference between the way King Triton sees things and the way that he sees the people on Earth, on land.
I don't suppose we thought we'd be talking about The Little Mermaid tonight.
Not at all.
But it's good.
This fucker brought it up.
It's good.
Film-wise-
It's good.
Film-wise, if you look at it from that perspective,
Well,
then
yeah.
it's legitimate.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely legitimate.
Good call. Whoever
So-
wants to take credit.
I got it.
Yeah,
You started it, Todd. You finished it. Who's the winner?
So, my excitement for our upcoming film venture is that we've gotten
I did not rip off The Little Mermaid.
unbridled
Yeah, right.
support.
It's like a big
Unbridled support so
It's
far.
out there.
I mean, we haven't really done anything, but just the interest in the casting call is like people fucking they want to do shit like this.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel good about us wanting to make movies again. Because before we were making Godsalt, it was like, okay, it was basically just this like band of friends with a couple of people kind of called in off the side that, you know, I didn't expect, or maybe that it kind of just happened.
Yeah.
You know, like even the lead role, was it, no, the female lead.
Kelly?
Hannah?
Yeah. The Master.
The Master.
The
That
villain.
would be the female lead, I think.
Right.
In my opinion.
I didn't even
You know, Hannah wasn't
We
necessarily
never even worked with her, did we?
originally cast as that role.
No, she wasn't.
And it changed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, other than, because you knew all the people that were in the last one. They were just kind of like friends and
Well, no, because there was Robert
and
and
I mean,
Flanagan.
very few outside
Right.
influences.
Maybe.
Outside of your regular
10%.
group of friends or friends of those friends.
Right.
And now we've brought somebody in. As
I think it's all new.
it's absolutely. I mean, we might have a couple of familiar
I mean,
faces.
even like Derek. I know Derek,
Yeah.
but he's never been in a
He hasn't
movie.
been in a film.
Nope. It's happening now.
Welcome to the circus.
That's it. That's amazing.
So,
You have fun with that, brother.
but I'm excited to step
That
up
is
our
pretty
game
cool.
on this one. You
Oh,
know,
that's okay, man.
I want, you know, I can't wait to go to the casting
Auditions.
call, the cast audition, whatever you want to call it. I'm already thinking like, okay, what can I be doing? Because, you know, we're all gonna sit in on the reads and stuff like that. But I want to like talk to people in the green room and maybe do headshots so we have some reference when we sit down and talk about everybody at the end. You know, just for fun.
This
You
guy
know,
over
to
here.
put shit together.
He's a wheeler dealer.
That's what's up.
Pretty soon he's breaking legs.
Let me take your picture.
No, but I'm thinking about, you know, how would you really do it? You know, we got to get releases from everybody that shows up.
No.
I don't think we should.
I guess.
I think it would be.
Well, okay,
We
yeah,
don't necessarily
probably.
have to.
That means I've
What
got
is
to throw
it?
out a fucking.
Statement that this is a not-for-profit venture.
Oh, that's already been. That's already
Yeah,
been.
we
said.
put
Okay.
that out there that we're not paying anybody.
Yeah, John just put that
It
up
might-
today. I think.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
And,
I was
and
like, oh,
you know, I don't know what people
Good on
expect.
you.
It's like, you know, do you go down to Reno Little and audition for a play and expect to get paid? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of thing. It's a local. I wouldn't want to call it a theater thing, but it's a local production. It's small time. It's just people who
Right.
want to do this because we want to make a movie.
Yeah.
And we keep talking about how we need to step it up and make that next step. And I think this is it.
I think this is
we're-
even
we're
bigger
getting
step
there.
than the next one. This might be
Absolutely.
2 steps.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, it might be a jump.
Okay, yeah, very well.
You know,
could be.
and maybe
Now let's not
maybe this
fucking
time.
have delusions
You know,
of
but-
grandeur now.
It might be a hop, skip, or a jump.
But not
It
all
might just
three.
be the step, though. It might just be the step.
But you know what?
Let me dial it
It's,
back.
I think it's okay to be excited about it. I think it's okay to be excited about the level of interest we've gotten. I think bringing in John was a fantastic idea. I don't even know where this guy came from, but he's just super cool, easy to work with. We sat down and talked to him
Dude, I loved that meeting.
for an hour. I was about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes. I'm like, it was super short. We sat down. We didn't even get the script out, except for maybe a couple of things that he wanted to talk to Matt about writing-wise. And he was so fucking cool. Like it was like a homie.
One of
that-
us. One of us.
It was seriously, it was like a homie. It was like the dude who would just come in the house and sit down and start drinking beer with you and shoot the shit like you just saw him yesterday. And I never met the guy in my life. And going into it, I think Matt and I
I
both
barely
had the
met
same reservations. I went in there thinking, you know what? John, don't take this the wrong way. I'm like, this guy might be a douche.
Well,
Like-
I didn't necessarily think that maybe he'd be a douche. I thought maybe
he was going to be older.
he'd expect a better quality of business partners, I suppose.
Like professionalism?
Yeah, a
or-
little bit more professional. I thought maybe he'd be expecting a little more professionalism from us.
Right.
And that wasn't my hesitation about him. That was my hesitation about myself.
Because you don't think you're professional enough? Or like you feel like you're lacking something in that professional
That or
Right,
he's
it's like
just
going in
worried
to get your
about
first
whether
job.
they
They're
think-
always like experience, and then you don't
Yeah.
have it. But how do you get experience without
Without
a job? So, And it's like all my experience goes is like, oh yeah, no, we didn't get into a couple of film festivals, but we're on IMDb.
Woo! IMDb. You know, and maybe this time we make a film and we get into a film festival. Maybe we don't win. Maybe we don't get any awards. But if we get screened at a film festival, win.
Yeah, no, that's a big
100% win. To even get accepted. To get it screened.
Watch that shit.
On the last,
tuxedo.
Yes!
on the last one, I told the wife, I was like, we're putting it into a bunch of film festivals. I said, I don't give a fuck where it is. I don't give a fuck how much it costs to get there. If I have to walk there, I said, if it gets in, I'm going. Because to make something and get accepted on our level, our budget,
I'm gonna start
our
doing
ability
show it to somebody.
okay?
to get it in and have somebody go, you know
I'm
what?
getting emotional.
This
I know
is
you're
good
gonna
enough
go
for our
back and see it.
festival. Any festival. I don't give a fuck if it's 2 Sticks and a Redneck fucking festival in bumfuck Egypt.
You know what? The biggest hit for me last year was not getting into the Reno Tahoe Film Festival. I didn't think that was necessarily a sure thing, but I thought we had a better chance at that.
Like being
Yeah.
local. And,
Yes, absolutely, being local. It was just like,
and I
was like, these motherfucking cocksuckers. Fuck you guys.
And you know what? I thought for sure we were gonna have a hard time getting accepted to any film festival because of the content and maybe some of language and usage.
Check this out.
That was just my
You
thing.
want to know what I think killed it for every single one of these festivals?
The sound.
No. Look, movie front to back, I think is fine. I think it's perfect for what it is.
Sure.
I think the biggest problem was like, okay, so think about it. You've seen my movie. You're in it. You did the special effects. Now, you're a judge to kind of say like if this movie's in or not, right?
Yeah.
And you sit down and you hit play on this movie. What is the first line?
It's
of
like
that
a
movie?
couple of faggots or something
It was
like.
like you guys are like a couple of fags. That's the first line of the movie.
That was probably a mistake.
Yeah.
No. Like I am standing by.
Stand by the writing.
I'm standing by the writing because it's not like I'm being.
You're not.
I'm not being homophobic.
No,
I'm
and it
not
wasn't
acting
meant
against-
that way.
No, not at all. In fact, it was said by a character who was a piece of shit to begin with, and he has his own redemption.
Absolutely.
Like-
he pays the price.
Right? I'm not.
Well, he pays the price doing.
I'm sorry.
He basically does the right thing.
fag and they hate me for it.
God, it said 3 times in the movie.
But the first one is the first
It's
line.
the first line, and I know, like, that had to have been like, oh, okay. Next!
Like maybe they didn't even, you know what would be interesting is if you could have even gotten a little bit of feedback from anybody. Because
Right.
feedback, I think, would be more valuable than getting in to or winning something at said film festival. You know, I think that would be more valuable as filmmakers to get feedback. And
Yeah, that's true.
maybe somebody validate or even trash your work. Be like, well, it sucked because of this.
Right,
this, and that.
I
would rather hear that than, oh yeah, fuck, it was great, but it didn't
Well,
really
you
fit
should
in.
improve. You know what's wrong and make a better movie.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. That makes sense you do that.
And I think as artists, you know, you as a writer and a director, I don't ever think that you should apologize for change or, you know, kowtow your work because somebody else doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I've always said I'd rather piss off, you know,
Everybody?
I'd rather piss off 90% of my customers than and really make that
Then,
that 10% happy and go, this is what I signed up for. I signed up for raw,
and to
unfiltered.
compromise your own integrity.
Exactly. And I said this when I had my restaurant. I said I'd rather piss off, you know, whatever percentage of people directly and have them hate my food. Have them hate what I've made and created. Than to pander to everyone and really let down that percentage of people that would have liked what I did. They liked it the way I would have done. So I would rather
know the
straight
first
piss people
customers
off.
that came in, you said, you're so big.
Now, if I'd have done that,
Line one of the business.
Oh, no, that was the wrong way to go about
That's
this.
not quite the, hey, welcome to so-and-so's that you want.
sure. So that's my bit on
Right.
on creative integrity.
Don't apologize.
Absolutely
Own
not.
up to
There's
your
no
own
reason to.
anything.
It's, do you think Jackson Pollock apologized for those fucked up paintings that he made?
You should have. No,
should
I'm
have.
just kidding.
No, but
No,
I
I'm
mean,
just
you look
kidding.
at, or you
I'm
look
just
at
kidding.
anybody's work. Anybody's paintings or music.
Right.
Or,
Who am I to say what I want, what you should do?
Exactly.
You should do what you want to do.
And if you don't like what I've made, go make something on your own.
Absolutely. Or go look at somebody else's work.
Yeah, look, because there's
plenty of work out there to look at.
There's plenty of work to look at, and there's plenty of stuff to like for everyone.
Right.
You don't have to like everybody's stuff. I don't like every movie I've ever watched.
Right.
I don't like every song I've ever heard.
But also, and on top of that, every movie is somebody's favorite movie. It might not be mine, but it's somebody else's favorite movie.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to judge them or tell them whatever.
Yeah. And you don't have to have it be your favorite movie. You don't have to even necessarily like the film to appreciate the effort, the talent, the time that it takes to create one.
Yeah.
I will watch. I think I've turned off like a total of 5 movies without finishing watching them. I can't remember their titles because I fucking turned them off. I dislike them that much. One of them was Earth Girls Are Easy. I fucking turned that off.
Really? You can't watch that whole thing?
I thought, you know what? I like Jeff Goldblum. I'll sit through it.
Earth Girls Are Easy.
Have you seen it?
No.
Never heard of it?
Never heard of it.
It's
Early Jim Carrey
strange.
movie.
Was he in it too?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was weird, like overly weird. I didn't enjoy it. There's
guy.
some good
Is it
looking
really
gals in the
weird?
movie. There's some good looking
Don't
gals
ask
in the
me,
movie.
because I'll
but
say no, and then someone else will watch it.
But here's the thing.
Clearly, this guy watched it.
I
It's
watched
goofy.
maybe a half of it.
It's
It's goofy.
goofy.
It's
It's
not
a
a
goofy
bad
movie.
movie, but
It's
at the
not
time
like
I was
it's
trying to
strange
watch it.
and artistic. It's not a college film.
Okay.
Someone thought they were.
No,
it's
this
just
is a-
goofy.
it's
Somebody
It's a
made me
goofy
sit
movie.
through a movie called Eraserhead one time.
Don't even talk about Eraserhead.
That is the worst movie of all time.
It's all good. It's all good, Dakota.
Might
You think
I
it's
add
good?
that is a goddamn
I think it's
post.
worth watching.
Everybody
So-
has their own taste in movies, though. So if he doesn't like it,
I'm not. Yeah, no. Like I said earlier, I'm not telling
everybody
you
has.
that you should like. You should like it, Dakota.
You should like, and then what?
Matt hates Transformers. It's one of my favorite movies.
You hated the new
Transformers.
Star Wars, dude.
Yes, I
Got one of those for you.
Star Wars.
And that's
There were parts of it I did not like either.
that's a perfect point though. Not to try to
Actually,
run the
good.
conversation, but that's an excellent point. Matt didn't like Star Wars. But we talked about
Yeah,
it,
we did.
not on
No, we
just
did.
the we did
Okay,
we did a
yeah, no,
podcast
yeah,
on
yeah,
it,
yeah.
but not just on the principle that it was this and it was that. It was cool to have the universe restarted, started back up so that we can continue the story. You don't have to like the way they told the story, but you can at least appreciate what they were trying to do.
Mhm.
As art or as a film.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it, but you can appreciate things that people have done. So I think that's fair.
I was gonna say something, but I lost it. I
What did
forgot.
you hate about that movie?
Star Wars?
Yes.
I
Which
thought the
one?
writing was
The last
lazy. The
one.
Force Awakens.
Very
I
loud.
felt it was lazy writing.
I can agree with some of that.
And you know what? What sucks about the lazy writing of that movie is that it had some good concepts. Like I thought Finn, being the coward that he was, I thought there's a lot of potential
Good
there.
ability for redemption. In
Because
there.
he didn't want, she was like, oh no, let's go join this fight. Or no, she wanted to leave too.
Yeah.
But
She didn't want anything to do with it to begin with. But once she found out what was going on, she's like, fuck yeah, let's get
right,
involved.
he's like, I don't want to go that way. I want to go the other way.
It's like, Han Solo, are you fucking shitting
Because,
me?
like, he's not so much a reluctant hero, but he's an unwilling hero because he's like, I just got away from this mess. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
I'm not a hero.
He ends up vacillating throughout the movie on that, where he wants to. He's constantly thinking about escape, and then he ends up going back into it.
Yeah, he does.
But he goes back into it for a girl.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's got this love interest with
It's not
Rey.
he's looking to go be the hero, go fight. It's
He just wants to.
I
just
care
wants-
about her and I don't want her to die, therefore I will do what I can to help
So
her.
it's like the little nuggets of things in that movie did not save it as a whole for me. because it just kind of felt like lazy writing.
I can respect that concept.
Ray suddenly gets exactly what needs to be done right when it needs to be done the entire movie.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I can awesomely
there was-
pilot the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
Oh, suddenly I've got the Force on my side.
Yeah, she force tricks fucking stormtroopers with zero practice.
Yeah, right.
She
Did it
was
take
Daniel
like
Craig,
2
by the
movies to
way.
be able to do that?
Wait, who was Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig was the stormtrooper that she convinced to unlock her.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That
Little-
movie's
little-
full
little
of
Easter egg
fucking Easter
nugget?
eggs. That movie's full of Easter eggs and actors who just kind of did it for the fuck of it.
So let's look at it from this
Yeah.
perspective. The writing may have been lazy. Story points, I think, were robbed from others. I think we can agree that
No, it wasn't
story points
robbed
were.
from. They were just continuing because
I think-
I'm a geek. I read the books or some of them. I can't.
Yeah, but
nearly
they
say
said
I
that
read
those
all of
don't
them.
count.
Yeah, they cut all that out.
I know, but they did pull points from that book, and I mean they did kind of touch on some of those aspects.
And it looked like what they did was they took Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and put it into one movie.
Kind
And
of.
it was
Okay.
just at the end, hold on, at the end of Return of the Jedi, they destroy the Death Star, and everybody on all of the planets are celebrating. But yet they're still fighting this battle in the new movie?
That's what I want
This
to
is
know. Like, where the fuck
this
did that
has
come
this
from?
has taken place 30 years later. 30 years have gone by. That's why Han Solo's super fucking old. All those people are fucking old.
No, it's
Solo,
because they didn't
who
want to
was-
replace the actors.
Han Solo, who was a great general and fought in these battles, is suddenly back to smuggling and like just down in the dumps when like they set up and
He's
built
not a
this
general.
trilogy. No, he
I
was
wonder
a
like Chewie
general
doesn't have any gray hair.
on the Rebel Alliance.
I guess Wookiees live for
They're
like
like-
200 years
I don't
or
care.
something like that.
I'm just saying they're
He
like-
wants some gray hair.
I want some gray hair on Chewie, man.
They're like dogs. Like dogs,
Reverse dog.
they don't go gray.
Yeah, they
Dogs
live
don't
7
go
times
gray.
longer.
I've seen dogs. They get like some silver trays, like some silver
Yeah.
whiskers. But I think maybe Chewie.
Well, no, I'm not
just looks
saying.
sharp.
I don't want Chewie to look like
And
Doc
that's
Brown.
what Force Awakens sucks.
But give me something here.
Sorry, the
Show
Show me
me
some
your
age.
age.
I just don't understand. I don't know.
I was expecting more, and I didn't.
Exactly,
sipping
I'm
on
with
some
you in that.
Geritol.
There was so much more they could have done and should have
And
done.
instead,
totally
it seems like they
disagree.
went the easy way. It
Yeah.
seems like they took the easy
I
way
think
out
that
and wrote a movie that was
the
safe.
Death Star
The Death Star, which is
continuation thing where they just made a Death
immensely
the
more
Star
enormous.
That-
And then is
that
destroyed
seems
even
realistic.
easier.
I think it was dumb.
What, the Star Killer?
The Star Killer base. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it was dumb as hell.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Okay, what they did, like, if you think about maybe
They
the
hollowed
science behind it,
Planet.
think about the science.
They made a gun out of it.
They
of
did.
a planet.
They did.
Yes, but that
And-
planet should have erupt the moment that sun touched it.
They
That-
did, and
that
they
whole
blew the
planet
batteries, which
should have
totally makes sense. Why
should have
would
done
all
the
work?
How it should
I
have.
mean, technically, it should
They
have
tear down
been.
the
Because
shield.
if it's hollow enough in
They
the
get the
center
shields
to
dropped.
hold
It seemed
solar
blow
way
that bitch
too
up.
easy for something
Plasma
that was supposed to
or
be
whatever,
even
radiation,
more worse.
to suck that in, it would be ultra dense.
Yeah.
Which means that it would increase the
I
gravity
don't-
of that
I'm not
planet.
trying to
And that
convince you.
planet
They're
is
gonna
not like
continue.
so not
I feel like I'm trying to
Yeah,
convince
she
you.
just
I'm
went-
not trying to do that.
Yeah.
No,
And everything on it.
if you're not contemplating counterpoints that people are giving you and like, is that plausible? You should be able to be swayed in some direction by reason.
I don't like the science behind Star Killer Base. Sorry.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't.
I'm just saying, like, that's my problem with it. And
Death Star
couldn't we
is
come
freaking
up?
huge. It's way
Couldn't
too
we
big
come up
for,
with
to make
something
sense.
else?
That's all I'm saying.
Actually, the Death Star was built in space.
I'm not
so
saying
it's
I
got
like any of
infinite
the other
space
Star
to
Wars
expand.
more than
But
that
taking
one.
a planet, hollowing it out, and then pulling ultra dense matter into the center of it would make the planet go. Whereas it being built in space, it has no gravitational pull. It has no gravity to restrict it.
Yeah.
Making that as big. If they would have done that in space near a sun, I mean, being able to fly near or fly as close as they do to the suns and
Yeah,
the
but this
stars.
is science fiction.
Well,
This
even
science
still,
fact.
but and that's another big point. Star Trek is supposed to be science. Star Wars is supposed to be mythos and fantasy.
Yeah, and over the edge. I mean, lightsabers,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
Lightsabers, people.
I want
Lightsabers.
Think about
How
what
did we go from Little Mermaid to Star Wars?
we're talking about movies that
That's
people
how
don't
these
like
go.
and why.
That's how these go.
So I don't know. I don't think it was a horrible movie though. I don't dislike it because of that.
Mhm.
Because I take that and I suspend it. I just say, you know what? Okay. I just think that they couldn't we have come up with something a little bit more original than a giant ball in space
I
that
think-
shoots at a planet or a solar
She's
system
at 3 planets.
and then fucking explodes it? Come on.
This one shoots at 3
Yes,
planets.
Dakota.
It's continuing, like, you know, that's existing technology in that universe. So just
Okay.
upscaling it,
Okay.
and you know,
But
didn't
don't we
they?
think we can come up with a better idea?
Right?
More
What's the
original.
point?
Didn't
they
a virus
destroy-
or
What's the
something?
point of destroying an entire system? Like a system of planets where there's intelligent life, where you have enemies. Because tactically, I say that's piss poor leadership.
Oh, yeah.
Because now you get nothing from that. You can't tax them. You can't take their resources. You can't conscript their people.
You know,
can't
and this
do
is
anything
something. No,
tactically.
hold on. This is a good point because this is something I thought about when watching like Avengers.
I'm eating food now.
Because
That's going on.
Loki wants to take over. Like Loki's trying
He
to
wants to take over the Earth,
right, and he's willing to rule the people.
That's what he wants.
That's what
He
he
doesn't
wants
want to
to do.
destroy the planet.
Right. He wants to rule the people.
Yes.
And if this, what do they call it? First strike? What is it called?
First order.
First order. If they want to be the ruling faction in the universe,
They need people to rule over.
they need people to rule
Move the
over.
real over.
Yes.
Put a reel over.
So it's like, oh, this planet's not going to work for me. Boom, it's gone. You know, and if that's the way they do things, then there's not going to be any planets left to rule.
But if you go too far, yeah, you destroy everything intelligent. Which I don't think they would do
But
that.
this might also be comparable to a hostage situation because you're trying to get a large group of people
Right, and if you
to
don't have any more
cooperate with
hostages-
you. No, but if you got, they're talking about ruling over a
Galaxy
star
or
system, 10
universe or
planets.
whatever.
So you got 10 hostages, and
Destroy
nobody's
one.
taking you seriously, and you shoot one. Are the others more likely to cooperate?
What's the end game exactly?
But you're also looking at retaliation.
to
at
have
that
ruling.
Yeah, but they don't have a fucking star killer.
Why don't they
Yeah.
just?
point. They got Jedi.
You're the only dude with a gun.
Yes, but
Boom!
again, too far.
Anybody
Go
else?
way too into that.
I agree. But and you know what, Dakota makes
Why
a
not
good
just
point
run
on
for
that
president
because
of the
okay,
planet system?
you don't have to blow up you don't have to blow up every fucking planet in the universe.
No.
You blow up one system and everybody goes, oh fuck.
Yeah,
Maybe we should just do what those guys say.
Right, instead of rebelling.
You know, like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know, we drop fucking nukes on them.
Yeah, what?
And they're like, okay, fucking we give. That's cool. We're good. We're good. No more. No more.
We'll
So-
get all your electronics for you now.
we are so sorry.
We'll beat you economically. So, I don't know. I could agree with that. I still don't. I think cinematically we could have come up with something a little bit
Okay,
more
look, if they
interesting.
took all those concepts and wrote it a little bit better, then I'd probably like it more. It just didn't keep my interest when I was watching it. It wasn't solid enough for me. It was too much fluff. And it
Yeah.
seemed like they kept trying to add too many new characters. Like briefly, like
Yeah.
the
that
Yoda
little-
knockoff.
Yeah, that little squatty. what was
She's
her
got
name?
Skywalker's
Maz.
lightsaber
Maz.
instead of
Maz.
Skywalker
Maz.
having his own
I can't
lightsaber.
remember her last name.
Me neither.
You know, BB-8 being the R2-D2 knockoff. What's
And
that
you
guy's
know
name? Poe being the Han Solo knockoff. But then they make him go away for the majority of the movie, and then he comes back.
BB. Oh god.
Nobody likes
BB-8
BB-8.
is. It's a 3-letter. It's all good. You know what? Never mind. You're right. I should just chill.
So why am I
Chilling.
BB-8? I don't like him.
I liked BB-8.
Annoyed me.
I liked
That's
pretty much
fine.
everything about this movie.
It just felt like it
I
was too
was like,
much of a knockoff. And like,
For 2.5 hours.
it
Yeah,
seemed
it's
like what
happening!
they said was,
Until the very end.
Yeah.
As soon as he stepped out on that bridge, I was just like, fuck, they're gonna kill him.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
How many times did you see the movie?
2.
How many times have you seen it?
Once.
Yeah, me too. But I can't
Once was
afford
enough.
it.
I don't
can't
want to see it
afford to go to
again.
movies that many times. Yeah.
I'm still going to see the next one
$5
when it comes out.
Tuesdays,
Really?
or it's matinee
Yeah.
pricing. I think it's $5
$5 all
All day?
Tuesday.
all day Tuesday.
I want to
Even
say it's
evening?
5 1/4 now. I don't know.
Even then,
All right. Tuesday's a new date night.
boom. Century Theater.
But it seemed like
not
yeah,
the
not
good
the-
one.
it seemed like what they did was everybody hated the prequels, so they were like, let's copy Star Wars because everybody loved it, the original first one.
I
But
would
we'll
say
mask
copy
it. We'll mask it just enough to where people think it's brand new. The
New
kids
story.
who come
You
in.
did the same thing on the cheese storyline.
Which one?
Between all of them, you did exactly what you're explaining.
What are you talking about?
Robbing your initial idea to make a movie out of the same idea.
In what
Of the
way?
same idea, just maybe.
I'm just explaining what he's saying.
Well,
Yeah.
look, street meets pavement. Detective Cheese is no longer a detective. He's cleaned himself up and he has a family.
Okay.
He's not a cokehead. He's not an alcoholic. He's a
So
family
where does
man.
Godsalt come into this? Is it a prequel?
Godsalt the prequel. And in Godsalt, it is about a cult group trying to resurrect Satan, chasing down this group of detectives who are protecting a little girl.
That they want to carry this.
And
on.
the way that
See.
Godsalt ends, I'm pretty sure none of my other movies ended like that.
I'm not agreeing with him.
So I just got to watch the end now. I'm good.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
Yeah, no, I'm not, they haven't seen it. I just gave them a copy.
Wait, well, what about like Dutch? Dutch doesn't fit into that.
no,
correct.
it kind of does.
Because
Now-
somebody dies who's not dead in the other movies, correct?
But you don't see him really dying. And now that's the thing that I like to use, because this new movie, nope, can't say anything, can't say anything.
Okay.
Fuck!
Next.
So,
Fuck!
next on the agenda.
No, hold on, no, I'm not done talking about
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Because I would like to defend my work.
I'm not saying
Don't
anything
you dare
bad.
refer to Star Wars.
This fucking guy. How do we even get to talking about Star Wars anyway?
Or did we start on Little Mermaid?
That's
I don't
true. That's probably why.
No, because
Disney,
Dakota
that's
was
why.
chastising me
Yeah,
for not
that's
liking
what I'm
Star Wars.
See, they
Yes.
ruin everything.
Well, and you know what? And I'm not against Dakota because I liked the movie.
Right.
I was a little disappointed in certain aspects of it because
But,
of.
But Dakota not
But
disappointed in
because I
any of it.
overanalyze shit, you know, they gave up Kylo way too early. They're like, oh yeah, he's Han Solo's kid. You know that.
Yeah, but you knew he had to be somebody.
He had to be somebody's kid, but they didn't have to give it up right away.
No, they didn't.
Like
because-
first act.
Yeah,
Boom.
but see, the thing is, that's the problem with modern day, is you weren't expecting Darth Vader to be anybody's father. He was the bad guy in the first movie.
True.
And he was just the bad guy in the continuation of the second movie. And then they say that, oh, Luke, I'm your father. It's like, what?
Wait, what?
Wait a
What did
minute.
you just say? Somebody rewind that.
But now, in this new movie, it's like, oh, there's a creepy guy in a mask. Looks kind of like Darth Vader.
Gotta be related
Who
to
is he?
somebody.
Is he Darth Vader back from the dead? And everyone's throwing out their theories. This is this, this is this, this is this. And you know what? It's like that for every single movie.
Yeah.
That
People
instant gratification
play a 2-minute trailer for the
And
first time.
Take it apart.
And all over the internet. Crazy fucking theories.
I think that we shouldn't have gotten to see Kylo's face until like the very end of the movie.
But see, if that were the case, then he shouldn't have just looked like a guy.
I just think it was lame.
They should have just taken his mask off. He looked like fucking Harrison Ford.
The old Harrison or young Harrison Ford. It's
But
Indy.
leaving his mask on until he gets to the bridge would have held that suspense just a little bit more. And then him take it off and reveal who he is. and
Oh yeah,
who
and
he
even
is.
if he was a
That
real
would have been
dude, that would have been crazy. Like, yeah, have Han Solo walk out on the bridge and he's just like, Dad, like, he's a totally normal guy. He is redeemable. He's Han Solo's kid.
Right, or led us to believe that there was something else going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, put a little
that suspense
mystery
and
in it.
pull on it a little bit.
Right.
Make the fans go, you know what? Maybe he's not what I thought he was.
Right, and see, that's another thing. Like I'm saying, it felt like they took New Hope, Empire, and Jedi and put them all into one movie.
Kind of.
So it seems like if the next one has got to be better. Can't be worse.
Yeah, they've already done all the. They've already.
Yes,
They
Knock
could-
on wood.
They
but
could They could bring the Gungans back.
Oh God!
I wouldn't even care.
I
wouldn't
no
watch
problem
it.
with that.
He'd walk out of the movie theater.
As soon as I see one of those little
I
things,
love
I'm
Jar
screwed.
Jar
I'm out.
Binks, dude.
What?
You would.
Yeah. I don't even
Have
know
you read? There is. I will probably remember to look it up and post it or something. But it's a theory that Jar Jar Binks is like a Jedi. Awesome
or
dude.
dark side.
He's a Grand Admiral Snoke, is what they believe that.
Okay, I have heard something about that. I haven't
What?
actually. They believe that Jar Jar Binks has some kind of over like the whole series of this shit. He's somehow like in the back pocket of the Sith or the dark side, and he has facilitated
So
all
he's
these
not
little.
stupid. It's just great acting.
That's the theory.
No,
That's
Disney's
the fan
not that
theory.
creative.
No. Well, and that's the thing.
And that would be a crazy
This-
thing to try and pull off.
This very topic
That would
was
ruin Star Wars entirely for me. I would never watch another Star Wars ever again.
Are you serious?
That would ruin it for me. I would never
Because
watch
you're the
another
only
one.
person who loves Jar Jar Binks.
I think he's the biggest waste of character design ever. And, I say that he's a bigger waste of character design over Barney.
You're making Dakota
And
sound
Teletubbies.
weird, man.
No, Dakota's gonna get pissed. That's all. He's gonna get sad.
I don't think he was that bad. Like
Shut up.
Jar
No,
Jar's
just
not
Jar Jar.
my-
I like the rest of the Gungans. That's a cool race.
Yeah.
Him, I just don't like.
They just made him a little too dumb, I think.
That's it.
That's almost why I think that something will happen.
I
With
hope
that.
he doesn't come back.
We'll see. But this
Only
was
time
the
will
very
tell.
Yeah, right.
center of our
The previous
episode
fucking
that we did on here is how easily Hollywood is giving up the story up front. In the fucking trailer. They
Yeah.
give it up. They give up the main story twist / plot in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, I remember when trailers were, here's your good guy, here's your bad guy.
Explosion! Explosion!
Here's a quick glimpse of a fight. Come watch our movie.
Has-
All right, let's do this.
Now it's a
Is
5 minute
anybody
long.
excited about Deadpool?
I am
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
stoked about Deadpool.
Hell yes.
100% fucking. You look like an old avocado had sex with an old avocado. Thank you.
See, I'm a huge fan of Deadpool, though. I've loved Deadpool since I picked up a comic when I was like 8.
Yeah.
What, Punisher?
Punisher. That's what I'm at.
Punisher's a way to go, too.
But I think we got to bring back
Punisher's
Tom
gonna be a
Jane.
TV show.
Thomas Jane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about him being in the TV show?
Is he in a TV show?
Well, he's gonna be in Daredevil season 2, and I think they're giving him his own season 2 as well.
Nice.
Through Netflix?
Yeah,
Oh,
and it's Homeboy from Walking Dead.
dude.
Shane.
Wait, he's the Punisher?
Yeah.
Shane.
Oh, the piece
John
of shit
Bernthal.
friend. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know if you can pull it off, though.
Well, it doesn't matter now because he's pulling it off by getting the part and being in a TV series.
Thomas Jane is the only real Punisher. I'm sorry.
He was badass,
He'll
dude.
be
He
forever.
was. Watch that show.
Whatever.
Who-
Ben Affleck got Batman. I mean, they can
Yeah, I
do
got-
it.
I
I
almost,
watched that.
I
like
almost
that.
like that. What's the
Have
other
you guys
Punisher
seen that yet?
movie?
No.
War
Punisher.
Journal.
What?
War Journal.
War Journal?
No, full
Total War?
Total War, something like that.
Oh,
I wasn't a huge
War
fan
Journal.
of
Wait,
Wait, are we on
Warzone.
Punisher or
Warzone.
that might be
Warzone.
Batman?
Warzone.
Because I
Punisher.
crossed.
Punisher for a second.
Okay.
Warzone.
Warzone, that's it. Yeah, Punisher Warzone was the second Punisher movie. And then they fucking changed the way the backstory looked and how they
Well, it's because Tom
They
Hanks
went-
said the script was ass.
they went back, yeah.
So
it
he
was
said
fucking
no.
ass.
Yeah. He was like, I'd rather say no.
And not play the
For
part,
quality
play a
wise.
bullshit fucking
Right,
part.
than rather just be in a shitty Punisher movie.
I
Just
think
because I was the first
I
Punisher.
think Thomas Jane's short Dirty Laundry was better than that whole fucking second movie that they made. Has anybody seen that?
I saw it.
Short film Dirty Laundry?
Look up on YouTube a short film called Dirty Laundry, featuring Thomas Jane as Patrick Jane is a fucking character from a movie or from a TV show.
Yeah, that's what I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, Thomas
You're
Jane.
moving your
No,
series on me here.
I fucked up the whole thing. No. It's called Dirty Laundry. Thomas Jane plays who he is. It's a very interesting short. It's super cool, and it was done independently to show that he is the Punisher, and they should have fucking brought him back for a second movie of his own. So I'll leave that alone. That's my
Hell yeah.
on
No, I agree with
on
you.
Punisher because
Punisher's underplayed.
yeah, and I think that he was. I think that he was better suited the way Thomas Jane played him.
Yeah.
Because he was just an angry alcoholic.
Well, yeah, but there's so much more that they can go. Take the comics and go with it.
Yeah.
Why isn't there a producer that can't be like, you know what, let's sit down, read the comics? I mean, obviously, copyrighted things you're going to kind of have to work your way around, but
They do it all the time.
But follow the story, or continue after the story. Don't be like, I'm a nerd. I read all these comics. Hey, look, a Punisher movie. That's awesome.
The way it
Where the hell
was,
did that come from?
the way it was back in the day is they wanted to keep those two things separate. Comics were the comics, the movies were the movies. Our comic writers write their comics, our movie writers write their movies. But now,
They're trying to bring everything together.
right now they do.
They want cohesive universes.
Yeah, fair enough.
As much as possible.
I don't follow comics as much to know the difference. Like I used to be in the comics when I was a kid, but I don't sit down and read comic books anymore. I haven't followed comic stories in a long
I haven't
time.
picked up a comic in years.
But you know what I mean? And I don't know enough of the stories through comic series universe
To bitch about it.
to know a difference.
Oh, I only
you
know
know.
certain characters well enough for that.
Yeah, but which is fine. You know, I mean, I know more about the fucking cartoons that used to be on Saturday mornings.
Right.
You know, when we were kids watching
The X-Men.
X-Men and Spidey and
Hell yeah.
Batman.
that kind of shit. Yeah.
Speaking of Spidey, the newer ones of the Amazing Spider-Man is the closest they've ever gotten to an actual.
Well, and I think that was the intention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was
Once
a big
again-
thing. I know they're finally bringing it together.
No. Once again, that Spider-Man, that first one,
Which first one? The Amazing
The
or
first
Amazing
Amazing
Spider-Man
Okay.
was almost, once again, too derivative of the Tobey Maguire first one.
Yeah.
How
I
so?
mean, was the Tobey Maguire one based on the comic series?
No, not at all.
I mean, it's close enough, but just because they put Mary Jane up front instead of Gwen Stacy. But it's just like, oh, Spider-Man is... I don't know, never mind. I haven't watched them recent enough to have any kind of
Well,
real debate material.
my
about it.
biggest discrepancy is Spider-Man has never ever been able to shoot webs from his wrist. He's
Yeah, he
always
always had an
needed an
appliance.
attachment, and he had to carry around the extra webbing in the
Cartridges.
cartridge that he'd have to replace.
Sure,
It's never actually come from his wrist.
Except for Tobey Maguire.
Yes.
but
It's
that's just a
overspotted.
writing mechanic. It's easier just to have them be able to do that than have to waste precious screen time in a movie that they want to fill in as much as they can.
Yes, but in doing that, he would rip every tendon out of his arm the first time he dropped. His whole arm would come out.
Yeah, but I mean, if that's changing his body, why wouldn't it change the
I
way
mean,
he
I get
wouldn't
the
have
concept,
to?
but it's...
That's the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah.
If the writing's good enough, I'll suspend my disbelief. But if the writing is crap, then
It doesn't draw you away from those points that you're missing.
I never liked...
like
the
it'll
Maguire
lose
movies.
me. I need
Yeah.
some solidity. You know, if you bake a cake and it doesn't rise,
Yeah.
You get
Yes.
brownies.
You made brownies.
like it's all the same ingredients that are just sitting there, but it's not gelled.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah, no,
that.
I get it.
Sorry,
So-
Dakota. This guy's like, I
So,
didn't come over here.
not
for
to
this.
hijack our comic book based thread,
Yeah, no kidding.
but
Are we switching gears?
I don't know. I just if anyone else had anything else, I would let you go. I was just going to talk about what I had seen recently that I thought was ridiculous.
My first
I was bored today, and I watched Ridiculous 6.
MSNBC,
No.
Fox News.
Yeah, I did.
I enjoyed it to a degree.
There was a
Isn't
certain
that the Netflix one?
yeah Netflix
With Adam
direct
Sandler.
to Netflix release.
Never actually.
Happy
was-
Madison film production.
20 years ago, it would have been like.
20 years ago, it would have been Blockbuster.
No. 20 years ago, direct to like Netflix, they would think, quality. Now that's what everything is.
Yeah, absolutely. And you
Direct
know,
to
the
streaming.
quality of the film was good, I think.
I
For
thought
what it was, I think
I
it was
thought it was
funny.
good.
The effects that they did were good.
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
I
you
didn't
get a
see
chance,
it.
it's
Well, I don't
it's
like
one of those
Adam
films.
Sandler.
Okay, so I do.
You
I
don't
like
like
him.
Adam Sandler?
No.
I don't like Will Ferrell either.
What?
I don't
Wow.
find him funny.
Did you sent me
Who are
the
you
campaign?
people?
Is that what that one was called?
The campaign. Did you
Yeah,
watch
I
that?
watched that one also the other day.
Oh my god, the funniest fucking. Oh my god, I was laughing my ass off watching that.
It was
fucking
it
movie.
was funny.
I laughed my fucking ass off, especially when he gets drunk and he takes the cop car and then they put him in jail.
He's like, "Woo, this is a great idea."
And then he goes to leave the next day and he takes the breathalyzer test in his car. He's like, I'm still too fucked up. Oh my god, laughed my ass off.
I thought it was funny.
That's the one with
When
Zach
you-
Galifianakis
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like Will Ferrell.
and
I don't
Will
know.
Ferrell.
You don't like
Yeah.
have you seen
I like the part where he's arguing with his campaign manager
it.
that he's going
Do you
to.
like Will Ferrell? I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
No, it's okay.
Um,
He's not my favorite actor.
I think his comedy's stupid. Like Elf was terrible. Get
Didn't
Hard
see
was
Elf.
terrible.
Get
I haven't
Hard?
seen
Blades of Glory.
didn't
Get Hard
see
was
Get
another
Hard.
one of
Oh,
his
I didn't
newer
see
ones.
Get Hard.
Get
Didn't
Hard.
see Blades of
Uh,
Glory
Kevin-
either.
Kevin Hart.
Anchorman. I
I've
thought
never
was
seen.
deplorable.
I liked Anchorman when I saw it.
I love.
What I think is wrong with Will Ferrell
Second
now
one, not so much, but
is that he's
I hear that. I hear
his
that.
style is played much like Adam Sandler's style is played.
Yeah, I don't like Adam Sandler.
Right,
It's
every
old.
movie is
Because
older than the
when
last one.
well, okay, when Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler first, not when they first started acting, because I'm sure they had done other things.
Oh, because they're
before
breakouts
that.
on SNL's we were talking about.
Yeah, but when they got on to the big screen and they made their first real blockbuster movies, that comedy was gold. It was good shit. It was funny. We all laughed. Happy Gilmore was funny.
I love Happy
Bill, what was
I like Mr. Deeds.
Billy
Mr. Deeds is
Madison.
funny.
Billy Madison was
The
what was
first
the
one.
football one fucking called?
Waterboy, which I
Waterboy.
can't stand. I can't stand Waterboy or Little Nicky.
See, I can go with that.
Because he goes full retard.
Yeah.
Right, and it's annoying.
It's-
Just like
it is annoying.
fucking Hangover 3, where you got Chow the entire movie. It's annoying.
Yep. And like there were three.
I haven't. I think
Like,
I
I like
haven't-
number
I haven't
3.
seen 3.
I thought
I
3
haven't
was
seen
great.
3.
Is it
But
a
having
complete waste
Chow
of
there
time?
the
1
entire
and
time
2
with
is
that
pretty
stupid
good, but 3
fucking
now.
voice that he puts on.
He's funny when you get to see him for a few seconds in the other movies.
Sparingly.
Yep.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he does something stupid, and he's like, you're like, that was funny, and then you carry on.
But if
It's
he's the
like-
annoying character for
yeah.
the entire movie,
I think, like I said, the styles now are out of date and overplayed. And I think that's really the only thing that's wrong with those guys. Because I haven't actually seen them do anything other than those styles, though. Like,
was
I
that
think-
Stepdad? No, was it the other dad?
That's the newer one. The
Right.
Stepdad or
Step-
something.
Step was a new dad or
yeah.
Oh.
Daddy's home or something.
Will
That's
Ferrell-
it.
Daddy's
That's it.
home.
That's it.
Yep. See,
Mark
I knew it was in there
Wahlberg.
somewhere. And I like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
And I
Watch
hate that he
I'm willing to bet the
subjects
funniest
himself.
parts in that movie are in the trailer. I'm willing to bet it doesn't get any better than that.
Probably not.
See, but I won't go see it because Will Ferrell's in it. I may love Mark Wahlberg, but
Well, who's a comedian that you do like?
see, unfortunately, I loved Jim Carrey. That was my style of comedy. I liked it. Like,
But do
I
you
can
You
go
only
back.
made like the 2 movies.
I can go back and watch The Mask over and over and over.
Do
and
you
over
think
and
Jim
over.
Carrey, after having done those films, could bring that direct style of The Mask and
Ace Ventura?
Ace Ventura?
Well, now
That's
hold
about
on,
all we got
because
there.
he went and did Dumb and Dumber 2, like 20 years after the fact.
yeah, Dumb and Dumber, and then Dumb and Dumber 2, which I have not seen.
Absolutely.
I kind of liked it.
Dumb and Dumber 2. I know
I
you
saw
liked
Dumb
it.
and Dumber.
I know you
Dumb
liked
and
it.
It
Dumber.
was good.
Was that? a
Oh
sequel?
no, dude!
No,
that
Or was
was
that the prequel?
that was
Had
the
nothing
prequel.
to do with the original.
Yeah, they didn't have the original crew, but
There's
that was
shit everywhere. Dude, Bob Saget in that movie.
It was the chocolate pudding, right? It got all over the room.
Yeah.
That was like the best. That was the best part of that movie.
And then at the
There's
very
shit
end,
everywhere.
at the very end, he's carrying like I don't know, somehow a whole bunch of chocolate syrup ends up all over the fucking over the place. He just runs in just freaking out. There's shit everywhere.
See, but here's my point. Everybody here's laughing about that. But did any of us laugh at an Adam Sandler joke or a Will Ferrell joke at all?
We didn't
while
really
discussing
say
it?
any. Well,
But none of it came to mind because it wasn't
It wasn't
register enough in our heads to
outstandingly
bring
funny.
up.
right.
Because-
Wow, that's funny.
Will Ferrell style because I just watched
Campaign.
Campaign because he sent it to me.
I guess
to
I
watch.
laughed my ass off the whole time.
I'll
man.
watch,
There
I'll watch
were-
him only because you liked it.
Okay, here's one for you. I watched it.
But that's not 100% Will Ferrell.
I watched it-
50% Zach Galifianakis, 50% Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I watched
I'll
it
watch it.
in class, in a programming class, with headphones. I was watching the movie instead of doing what I was supposed to be doing because I fucking hate the class. Anyway, I'm watching this movie while class is going on, and I don't think there was any of it that made me
Laugh out loud.
laugh out loud
LOL,
or
if
like,
you will.
break character in class. Like I didn't disrupt class laughing because I didn't think any of it was that funny. Like I think there might have been a couple parts that were like,
Yeah, but maybe you were
Like where I
in
would
your head
giggle?
trying not to laugh.
no, because I don't do that. Like I like kind of have like a short chuckle,
Well,
but nothing made me fucking hilarious.
What would have made you break like that?
Something would have had to have been really fucking funny, and I know that
You know,
there's
you're a
shit
pretty
out
funny
there.
guy yourself, dude. You
There-
busted me up laughing on these podcasts every
The
so
scab,
often.
the scab joke was
The
good.
scab joke was the greatest joke ever.
No, it's okay. I'm kicking it. I've had some drinks. We're good. But I although I thought some of it was mildly entertaining,
You fucking dickhead.
I lost him again. I just, like I said, I think the style is played, and I wonder. I can't predict this, and I can't. I forget the word that I'm looking for, but I couldn't guess that if Jim Carrey came back and he did as many movies as Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler have done as of recent time. Because what have we seen Jim Carrey in recently?
The new Dumb and Dumber is the only thing that I'm aware of that's
Since
recent and or upcoming.
Since what? Sunshine as Spotless Mind or whatever.
No, because after that he was in Lemony Snicket, wasn't he?
Lemony Snicket was semi-recent.
Yeah, I think that's the latest thing. I
No,
I
Yes
remember.
Man.
Yes Man
Yeah.
is after
Bruce
that.
Almighty.
Bruce
but
Almighty
Yes Man.
predates Yes Man.
Yeah.
So Yes Man is. But Dumb and Dumber 2.
Well, no, he was in that gay movie.
Which
Game
game
movie?
movie? There's been a few.
Game movie?
I Love You.
Chuck and Larry?
No. It's
No.
like I
Was
Love
that a
You.
fucking Adam Sandler
And
film?
Yeah, I
it's
Love
the
You,
guy's
yeah.
name. No. It's I Love You, and then it's a guy's name, and the guy is played by Ewan McGregor, and it's like a prison movie. They're in prison.
That was Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey played this guy, had his family, had wife, had kids, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gay," and then I forget what it is. He goes to prison and he falls in love with Ewan McGregor's character.
I've never heard of this film.
Neither have I.
It's like I love you,
And I'm a Jim Carrey fan.
Johnny Tremaine, not Johnny Tremaine, because that's a Revolutionary War book. But
Interesting. But do you think because Will Ferrell's made a
but I
ton
think
of
that
fucking
was
movies
before
recently.
Yes Man.
Do you think that Jim Carrey's style, as it was in the early days, would stand
No.
if he kept doing it?
No.
Exactly.
It's
Because
you
it's
can only
funny.
take
I love
that
Philip
kind of
Morris.
humor
Philip Morris, don't do that.
so far
That's not IMDb.
before
It's
it
not?
just stops being funny.
think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
weed
That's what the name
jokes,
is. I just
they've
thought it was
kind of
fake.
dwindled.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
Mr.
what
Popper's
more can you
Penguins.
do?
What more can you say about Weed?
Oh yeah, this
Or,
one. The
I mean,
Incredible
we're going to
Burt
have to
Wonderstone.
change
Did
it
you
up.
guys see that
But
together?
unfortunately, the way we're going is we're looking at
Incredible
comedy.
Burt Wonderstone.
dying.
Yeah, we went and saw that
I
together.
mean, what else can we
The
do
Magician
to make
movie.
people
This
laugh?
movie is in there.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
We're laughing at
Magician
people kicking
book,
each other nuts. We're following, what is
Yeah,
that?
we saw that
Idiocracy.
Yes.
We're following that
Yeah.
path so severely, it's
That
turning that
Dumb and
movie
Dumber
from a
2, that's
fiction
it. Those are the
to
most
its
recent.
documentary.
Yeah, absolutely. And the part that I hate about that is that you're
What's
right.
that?
Because
Poor guy.
how can
Poor
you
guy.
make-
Miss him.
see, this comedy is stuff that's supposed to be outrageous.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be stuff that you wouldn't see in everyday life. You wouldn't talk about it. that's why, you know, I don't know, toilet humor is usually pretty funny no matter what you do.
Well, yeah, fart jokes are fart jokes. It's always going to make
Exactly.
us laugh.
But
Kick-ass
when
too.
you see it so time after time in every movie that, you know, an actor does, you know, it gets old. And what do you end up with?
Here,
What becomes
kicking each other in
what
the nuts,
becomes
'cause that's
entertaining?
never not funny.
True. But
I mean-
what becomes your new gag when everything has been so overdone, and I don't mean overdone by repeatedly done,
No, I get
by like outrageously done, like gratuitously done.
Yeah.
You know, and the
Gratuitous.
ridiculous 6. You just watched that, right?
No, I didn't watch it.
You haven't watched it?
No.
Okay, then I was the only one that watched it.
I have.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
So the donkey.
Yeah. Burro.
You see burro. I don't give a shit what it is. This is a bank. Anyway. So, you know, some of the dialogue is funny. But I don't think it's really that funny.
No, burro.
That sounds funny.
You might enjoy it.
Okay.
So, like I said, some of the dialogue is funny. But I don't think the whole movie's funny. I just think that some of it is like they're trying too hard to be funny. If they would let it be, if it was more natural, I think it would be
Well,
worse.
here's a good example also. So, Grown Ups 2. Have we all seen Grown Ups 2?
Maybe I don't
You?
remember.
I don't even.
If you talk about it in
Not the
clips,
second one.
No.
Seen the
Carry
first
on.
one.
I hated Grown Ups 2.
Okay.
Now, Grown Ups 2, you get all these guys together. They made the first one. They come back. And then they have like this awesome, like, oh, we're going to do an 80s throwback theme party. But I hated the movie. And it was stupid. But I did just go and see the movie Sisters. And they do like an 80s kind of throwback party. They get all their old high school friends and they have this huge party. I thought that movie was funny as fuck. And it was the same concept. But I didn't like Grown Ups 2, even though it's basically the same movie. But I thought Sisters was fucking hilarious.
Well, the way you're describing it, just like he was saying, the more natural the comedy is, the more likely we are to laugh at it. Just like laughing at each other now. We're not forcing ourselves to be funny. We're not telling jokes. We're running off of real life.
Yeah.
And, like, my slip-up about boys earlier, that was...
because you weren't trying to be
But
funny.
it was natural. It was just my brain not processing all of the information, and it became natural.
Right.
Whereas if I'm sitting here knock knock, it's
If
the
you're
humor's
trying to
going
be
to
funny,
die.
you lose it.
Right.
And every time on this very show, I've made Matt laugh. It's just some shit that I said that I was thinking.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to get a point across.
Scenarios.
I'm trying to get a point across, and I say something, and next thing I know, I gotta stop for fucking 10 seconds because this guy can't fucking stop laughing. It's because it's
wanna see
natural.
this.
Natural comedy
Right.
is
And
more
have
funny.
it there. You just did it a minute ago.
It's true. We can listen to it after.
Yeah.
Who's being pointed at?
No, sorry, I'm just pointing at you because you're very quiet over there in the corner. Usually you're not a quiet person. Do you need more beer?
No, I'm tired.
Aww. Because you're a Braves fan.
A what fan of Braves? Because the hat you're wearing?
Or is that a Reno Aces hat?
Raise the roof. Represent our town.
Our town,
Our town.
you know,
Reno.
775, nigga. Oh, you have to bleep that out. Are we on the
Run
way?
the streets.
No,
I
it's
can't-
funny
you
because
can't say
that
that on
last
television.
episode that we did last week
We did, yeah, the one that never got up.
never got aired because the file was corrupt or
Corrupted.
something stupid.
Oh,
But
that's okay, it was-
I still have the file,
It was a stupid episode.
but we
Nobody
were
would listen to it
doing
anyway.
a whole bunch of
Oh yeah, I went to
non-PC
it was all
jokes, the
racist.
entire thing.
The whole thing, yeah, was racist.
And it's like, oh, good thing it didn't. You know, we talked a lot about the movie
Or
too.
Maybe
but
that's
probably didn't
why
show
it didn't go through.
Yeah, it was God smiting
It's not like
us
it was
for-
that bad, but I mean,
we made references. I
um,
made references. It was mostly me.
but there are a lot of like dramas
See, you have a very
that I
sensitive
think are
humor.
funnier than a lot of these comedies, especially Adam Sandler movies. And it's not like because these dramas are funny.
No, but
They're-
funny
they're
things happen.
intentionally
Exactly.
funny.
Unintentional humor.
Where it's like somebody does something funny, I laugh. And it's not like they're making a joke. It's not. Maybe it is a joke in the movie, but it's like it's real humor. Like when somebody is themselves.
Yeah.
We all know
It's
the
that
person.
natural comedy.
Look,
that
look
natural
at so and so over there, fucking goof ass.
Yeah. It's like when Dakota
what?
put his arm up there. Did you laugh at that?
I did laugh, and that's
Okay,
what
yeah.
made me laugh.
Exactly.
And it was like the reaction.
Yeah, and it was
And then your
unscripted.
response.
It was unscripted. And that's what we're gonna have to rely on to answer your question. And where's comedy going? It's
It's
dying.
gonna have to be.
It's going to have to
comedy.
become more natural, and I think as writers, as a comedy writer, which I am not, they're going to have
Sure
to
about
realize this. They have to realize that they're killing their own craft by overdoing things, and the only way to resuscitate comedy, as it were, is to be more natural and to let things flow.
And that's for
to
everything,
not
too.
force things. Oh,
That
absolutely.
goes to,
Action
like,
movies, drama
If there's
movies,
too much
love
action,
movies.
then you lose me.
50 Shades of Grey.
Michael
I haven't
Bay.
seen the movie, but I can. Yeah, great example. Things overdone become no good.
Yeah. I mean, I can sit there and watch 30,000 explosions happen in one movie, and I'm gonna go,
That was gay.
hey, look, I'm playing Call of Duty halfway through this movie because you lost my attention.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's explosions and fire and death, cool, but that happened every few seconds.
Well, it's kind of like Expendables.
Yeah.
Like
Well, see, I
all
think that-
three Expendables movies I enjoyed because I really like those actors.
Yeah.
All of them on their own
It's
for
a
separate
nostalgic
reasons.
trip for
Exactly.
anybody who was
Yeah.
into 90s action movies.
Yeah, anybody who's into 80s and 90s action heroes for any reason, and any one of them, could enjoy those movies for those aspects.
Yeah.
For an action-oriented movie.
Quick question.
But
Oh.
cinematically, the action was far too overdone.
I want to
Ridiculously overdone.
first, you show up to certain kinds of movies with expectations.
Yes.
And I think that, I wouldn't go and see Rambo for a compelling story. You know what
No.
I'm saying?
I think, and
And it's a
But if we
It's a
have a
satire
nice
on-
equal amount of everything, it helps you be entertained. Like, you're interested in the story, you're on the edge of your seat for the action and the suspense, and you have a good payoff at the end. But when it's all money shots the entire time, like kind of how Star Wars was, then
how okay.
I will agree with Dakota on that aspect of the Expendables
Or movies
directly,
like that.
or movies like that. But the Expendables in particular was supposed to be dramatically overdone because it was supposed to have every fucking action hero we've ever heard of,
Yes.
or at least all the popular
Yeah.
ones, throughout the whole movie doing all the shit that they always do in all the other movies. I mean, that's why they say, I'll be back, hasta la vista, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, all the catchphrases from all their other movies were in that movie, for the most part.
Yeah.
And reasonably, we expected it to be overdone. And I watched the whole thing, and I wasn't necessarily bored, because I was like, how are they going to overdo it now?
Yeah.
That's what you
But
expected
you're
from that
going in
movie.
for that. But how you brought up the Rambo example, you don't go in for a compelling story. But if you go into it expecting that over the top, hang on. If you go into it over the top, expecting that over the top violence and death, but you get that compelling, holy crap, it's an amazing story out of it. That's what makes the movie not the new Star Wars. It makes it. I can't think of a movie
makes
like
it
that off
both.
the top of my head. Yeah.
It makes it best of both worlds.
It makes it a movie that you're
first
going to go.
Rambo had a compelling story
crap.
to it.
Well, yes, but Rambo was just a willy-nilly example because he brought it up. But yeah,
But you got a good action movie,
Yeah.
and included with the excellent action in that film,
The first Rambo.
you also
Yes.
got
And the
a
fourth one.
really
Awesome
decent
story.
story that went along with it, and
And
it
the
captivated
fourth
the viewer
Derek.
on both levels.
Okay.
yeah, because that's what they're doing now. Is there? You go to an action movie, it's Michael Bay, boom, boom, pew, pew, pew.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was-
okay,
that was
yeah,
the
that's
first
what
one.
we came to see.
Okay.
Not build up this amazing character through all this violence and let him go through his thing. They don't do that anymore. At least not that I've seen recently.
Yeah, and we might want to get this group back together, and we'll take this and let's go find examples.
I'm not doing homework,
No,
man.
I would like to see if any of us could find what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find that movie that we don't think exists, and maybe prove the theory wrong that all movies are turning to shit.
I got one. It's one of my favorites.
Oh.
V for Vendetta.
Excellent film.
Fantastic movie.
Well balanced.
See, but
Excellent, well balanced action / I wouldn't necessarily call it a drama, but it has some dramatic insight, and I think the storyline is great.
see, I want to throw Pitch Black into that combo though, because you watch Riddick go from being this convict to being
The hero.
a hero, well, an anti-hero, and you get to see the character development through all of them throughout the way, and you still get your violence and your death and your gore and your horror out of it
I don't think he ever stops being a villain in that movie.
for a little bit. For
He-
seriously,
he-
for about like 5 minutes, he
He
goes,
does save people, so he goes back.
"Yeah, all right, let's go save him. All right, now screw you guys. I'm going this way. You guys are going over there."
But
But
the
that's-
end of the movie.
But he wasn't going for hero. He was never supposed to be the hero.
Right. But he
It
does.
starts out with you have to fight evil with another kind of evil.
Right.
It's the anti-hero.
But it does show that he has humanity
Yeah.
towards these
But he's
people
not
that are on the
human, he's
planet
Fury.
with him.
No, I keep forgetting that they made another one of those
It's Fury.
movies.
There's 3 of them now.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about
Well,
that.
and
first
an
one.
animated
there's Pitch Black,
Or Pitch Black. If you go to the animated, it's Dark
Fury.
Fury, and then
which I
Chronicles
watched.
of Riddick.
And I tried to watch. I fell asleep.
It's terrible. Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick is the lightest one. and I
I keep
think
forgetting
they-
about
Chronicles
that
of
one.
Riddick, and then so
Riddick.
Riddick was that the last one?
Yeah,
where he
he's-
kills the.
That's Chronicles Riddick where he kills the guy that's taking everybody down to hell.
The Necromonger.
Necromonger?
And then
Yeah, that's
then
the third
Riddick
one.
right afterwards, where he's the boss.
Yeah, he's the boss, and then they betray him because they don't like him because whatever
He's not the
reasoning.
same guy.
Exactly.
And then he ends
See, I
up
haven't seen
again
that one.
stranded on another planet and has to get his happy ass off.
I haven't seen that one.
But they
so-
wrapped that one up
Now it's
rather
your
nicely, so
It's
you
your
don't
homework
have
to go
to
watch that movie.
They finally
I read
wrapped it
the
up.
thing.
They made 4 movies out of it, and finally put a pin in it. Okay, we're done with it. Let's put Riddick off to the side.
Notice we didn't have much to say about V for Vendetta because we all agreed that it was.
It was a good movie.
That's a phenomenal.
There's
There's
nothing. There's nothing to say
there's no
about
problem
it.
about
Yeah.
it. But I was
You're
just
not
saying,
at it.
I was just throwing Pitch Black into that mix.
Right.
If they'd have left it just at that,
And not
I
made a
think it would have
sequel.
been just fine. If they wouldn't have gone into
whole
Dark Fury and
convoluted
then
story.
Chronicles of Riddick and now Riddick, do I love it simply because I'm a Vin Diesel fan? Yes. And I love that aspect.
Vin Diesel fan and you hate Will Ferrell?
How are those correlated?
How is that even
tied
connected?
together? in
Vin
any
Diesel
method?
is a Greek god. Will Ferrell is a chubby fuck who's
It's ginger.
overdone and not necessarily funny anymore. Sorry, Will.
So yes, how do they correlate together, please?
How do you?
I'm
how
just,
can you?
I'm drawing to your conclusion of thinking that I'm a shitty person for liking Will Ferrell.
We didn't
I'm
say
not
you were
a
a shitty
shitty
I
person.
would never think that you're a shitty
We're-
person for liking a
we're-
person.
Because you don't like Vin Diesel, is what you're saying.
No, I hate Vin Diesel.
That's why.
Wow,
That's the
that is
correlation.
Just
And I
the
totally get
mirroring.
that concept, but I don't think any less or any differently of you.
I don't-
because you
I
like
was-
Will Ferrell.
Yeah,
That
but
was-
I'm like,
Now, if you happen to
really
tell me
wanna
you're like
watch
a
this movie
huge
because it's
fan
a
of
good movie,
Barney, I
I'll
might
change
judge you a
it.
bit. But
Do you have the campaign?
Okay, question. Why
I
not?
have it.
Why?
Yeah,
why?
it is-
What is
Vin
dislikable
Diesel
about
has
Vin Diesel?
one of the coolest action actors I've ever
It's a
seen.
very good movie.
That's
That
a 100%
might be
cool guy.
what it
It balances.
is
Will
that
Ferrell is not that
he's
much
the
fun.
same person in
Doesn't
every
show that
movie.
much
How so?
commitment in there.
He's a
So-
badass.
He's the
His
action
acting
badass.
freaking brings it together.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He's
then
got-
how is
Except for-
Will Ferrell anything other than retard in any movie?
If
Same.
you watch Campaign, it's that's that's a good movie. Then you
One
could-
off.
Then you could go through it again.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Say
campaign.
one
I
off.
think
Vin Diesel has a couple of drama
That's
love
just because
movies
it's
under
that.
his belt as
knock
well.
around
way.
guys.
Huh?
Knock around guys. He was
Find me guilty.
less of your typical Vin Diesel, I think. You're-
Every actor has
Here's
their
the
one
thing,
off.
though. He is written. Those
Yeah,
characters
they write those
are
parts
written
for him.
for him
for Vin
because they
Diesel to be
know
Vin Diesel.
he's got that deep
Same
gravelly
for Will
voice.
Ferrell.
It's the same thing for Will Ferrell. It's typecasting.
Absolutely.
Actually,
It
Will
might
Ferrell
not even
wrote
be
a lot of his own
typecasting.
lines.
Really?
It
At
might
least
not
he
even be
claims to.
typecasting. It
What's
might
that?
just be like.
Will Ferrell writing a lot of his own lines, a lot of his own jokes. I watched some interview where
Yeah,
he
but somebody
would-
probably writes a script for a movie that he wants
Well,
to be
yeah.
made, and then he'll doctor it with what he thinks is funnier. And that's exactly how it is probably for Adam Sandler too. He produces his own movies,
Yeah.
and he's only ever going to make those kind of movies, I believe he said.
Yeah,
and he knows how much
Has
money
he
he's
ever
gonna
tried?
make.
Has he ever tried to make a serious film?
Well, he was in Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Which, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean...
Was it okay?
The director of the
worth
movie,
watching?
like... Have you seen There Will Be Blood?
You could watch it.
That's on my list.
Boogie Nights, Magnolia.
Still
Magnolia was good.
Magnolia.
I liked that.
But
Is that different
this
than
guy
Magnolias?
writes and makes deep, heavy dramas, and he put Adam Sandler in one of his.
Well, it's like Jim Carrey doing. I think Sunshine of the Spotless Mind was supposed to be a pretty serious film,
Or
They tried.
the
but it still ended up kind of goofy.
They
Number
tried.
23.
What's that one?
The
Number 23, yeah, but that whole
He was
that whole
supposed to be
movie was
loco
terrible.
on that one, right?
He was insane.
Well, that
'Cause
was
he's the bad guy in the long run and the good guy.
That movie
and
stretches the limits of disbelief.
that was just a
Just
terrible
a little bit.
movie.
I wouldn't say it's terrible.
the
It's
premise is
watchable. I'd
cool.
watch it.
Well, the premise of the movie I liked, but the way they went about it, I didn't.
It's
But
a
that's
little
just
bit too far of a stretch.
Yeah.
Well, and I wonder, not having seen either of those movies now, if it's like
Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind?
I watched some of it, and another one of those movies I fell asleep during, and I never decided to go back and watch it because
No,
the
check
parts
this
that I
out.
woke up for, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" But I wonder if it's a lot like watching.
Movies need to be watched once every 5 years. If you hated it once,
Try it again.
try it again. If you
Robin
liked it
Williams,
once for one reason, maybe you'll like it again for another, or maybe you'll hate it.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's a lot like watching Robin Williams doing like 1 hour photo,
oh, dude, that movie was.
where it was.
There's one scene in that
Ultra
where he's like
Dream.
where he's dreaming. Yeah,
The
and he's
blood.
like, ah, just like explosion of blood, dude. Yeah, when he pulls away and opens his eyes, and his eyes are like filled with blood, and then like it starts to run, and that's when he like grabs his face and everything. He's like,
Well, he's in that movie.
ugh. I was super
As-
young when that came out.
Normally, Robin Williams is a funny guy. He plays all these funny characters.
Insomnia
He has
also.
done a couple of Insomnia was another.
He's done quite a few.
He's in a good, but he was a
No,
good
what's that
fit
movie? I
to
borrowed
play
it from
those
you.
roles.
But Robin Williams was an amazing
The
actor
Russian
in
Oh,
Moscow
general.
on the
yes.
Hudson.
Oh yeah,
And
Moscow
he
on
was-
the Hudson. That
He
good,
was
dude.
able to do
That's not a
those
funny
serious
movie.
roles
No,
and do them justice.
it is kinda
as the
funny.
part did him justice
There is
They're
some
like funny lines.
because he was able to do it.
But I
But
think it's
I
just
can't
a
think
serious
of a bad
movie, though.
Robin
Yeah.
Williams movie though.
Good Will Hunting is also one.
Good Will Hunting.
He won an Academy
and
Award.
even-
for
I was saying that's
even-
not a bad movie. I was talking about
Ron Williams.
Even movies that
Is he the
were
professor?
serious in nature for his for
Dead Poets
you know,
Society.
it was definitely not comedy.
Also not comedy.
Some of them had comedy in them because Robin Williams naturally has a funny side. He's a
was
funny
naturally
guy.
funny.
Yes, and that's why you could get laughs in a movie that's so fucked up, like What Dreams May Come. There were points in that movie where he made you laugh, even though the subject matter of that movie was so deep and dark. I mean, that movie makes me cry. I have cried during that movie because it's that.
Well, the
deep and
concept of
serious.
somebody being dead and then losing a loved one, not being able to see them in the afterlife, and going into hell to save them so that you guys can be together again.
That was basically what he was trying to do.
Right. I mean, like you said, that's deep stuff.
Yeah, that's
Why wouldn't you be moved by that?
Absolutely.
Who is that?
I
Dakota?
don't fucking know.
Typical. At least we're not being taken by fire and blood.
Vibrates doesn't ding.
Okay. He doesn't know that.
You pass out on me, dude?
No, I'm fine.
He's good.
Look at those eyes,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, they're
Let's
drooping.
shave this guy's head now.
They're drooping.
All right, so I'm going to say
Your head.
3 hours of sleep. man.
excellently done. This was nice to have a large group
Somebody
to
other than me just
to
talking.
pitch. Well, it's not so bad just me and you, but it's nice to have other people to pitch ideas back and forth because we've seen how many, out of the, I have to count, 4, 5 of us. Out of the 5 of us, there are vastly different movie tastes, ideas and opinions about the same movie we had, across. I think that was much more enjoyable than two people that don't that don't like the same thing and do like the same thing.
Hello.
It's so boring to be on the same page, and it's so much more fun for everybody to just be.
Well, yeah, that's why doing a podcast just with you and me would be kind of boring because we're
exactly.
very similar in that aspect.
Exactly.
Next time we're going to talk about two of the greatest movies ever.
What are we talking about now?
1 and 2.
We're already at
1
an
and
hour.
2.
Which one?
Boondock Saints
Oh,
1
we're
and
at
2.
an hour.
Oh, we're supposed to do a commentary with this guy on Boondock Saints.
And this guy, he likes the movie too.
Okay, so
Aren't I the one that showed you that movie?
I don't remember. Probably.
Because I showed Jay, I know that much.
Amazing movie.
yeah, fantastic
Boondock.
shit.
Oh man, I love both of them.
Fantastic shit.
Number 3 is on its way.
So,
Yeah. We'll talk about it
Are
next
they-
time.
Yeah,
They're making the number 3?
Next time.
Number 2 is one of the biggest.
How can they make a number 3? I'm trying to put that storyline together in my head.
I
Because-
remember reading some. That's why they pulled Norman off of The Walking Dead, was to go make.
Oh,
number 3.
don't! They pulled him?
Yeah,
They didn't kill him, did they?
No.
No, they pulled him out. They just pulled him out.
Because
It's part of a
I
different
just
part of the
watched
zone.
the last episode of current season
He should be gone
of
already.
the
Then.
mid-season. Yeah, well, he's not gone. He's
No,
lost.
Yeah, he's gone. He's
Right.
not.
He's gone from the group.
Right. Yeah, it's is he on his own right now?
I don't
Or
watch
did
any.
he
I've
find-
never watched any of The Walking Dead. So.
Okay.
He should be on his own. That way they can do flashback. Just
Well, I'm
show
trying to
doing
think of how they
something.
actually pulled him out, though, because
They can't
he
completely
got
pull him
lost.
out, though.
He got lost, and he was with. Oh, he's with a separate group right now of people trying to get away from these other assholes that were trying to kill them. Yeah. So anyway, we got off onto The Walking Dead because we started talking about Norman Reedus.
Boondock Saints, man.
Boondock
Yeah.
Saints, that's where it's at.
Well, that
Next
was
time.
Sequel Productions for the moment.
Sequel podcast.
Whatever. I'm at Bonta.
I'm Dakota Kans. Derek Tice.
Todd Vibes.
Cory Easley.
Take it easy, motherfuckers.
Or go fuck yourself.
Or go fuck yourself.